Headway, we work with people who have all areas of acquired brain injury, so stroke, brain tumours, trauma, hemorrhage, encephalitis, brain infections. And the difficulty that people who come to us have is that they have a whole change in lifestyle dynamics. So their life has changed. Some people aren't able to work anymore. They have a new sense of identity that they are now having to learn to accept. And this impacts not on just their ability to do things, but also their sense of self-acceptance. And what comes of that is a loss of confidence, and a lot of people struggle to accept that new person. So going out into the community is often very difficult, and at Headway we encourage people to accept their new sense of self. How can we regain skills that they've lost, but also relearn new ones in a supported environment where they're accepted? And brain injury is what we know and what we do. So we encourage them to train themselves to move forward and gain independence, and going out into the community is a large part of that. Often when there's not an obvious physical difficulty, people don't have as much patience or understanding for people, and that's something as Headway we're trying to do, is raise awareness of the hidden disability that brain injury can often be. Now, we have some individuals who come to us and haven't been to town for 10 years, for example. Now, one big thing that we will do is, as a group, say, right, let's all go together. And one individual came to us, hadn't been for 10 years since her brain tumour was removed. We went to town, we had a cup of tea. She was ever so nervous, but in that group environment, she had such a lovely time, and I saw her a couple of weeks later and she'd been in with her husband again. So that's the kind of power of being in a group environment and having the understanding that actually there's a lot involved. So going into shops where people are patient, people are kind, and people will take the time for people who may have certain difficulties, for example, speech difficulties. Take time to listen to people, don't rush people. We have people who have a Headway brain injury card, and we encourage them to use that when they're out in the community. So if they do have any difficulties in the community, when they're out by themselves or they're out with family members, and they may come into some kind of trouble articulating themselves or getting flustered or quite anxious, we encourage them to get their Headway card out. And what it says is, I am a survivor of a brain injury. I may have problems with my memory, speech or actions. Your help and patience would be appreciated. And we're finding this a really valuable tool for people to use in the community, to encourage them to feel that they can go out by themselves, and if they do have any difficulties, then they can use this card to help them.